Hey there, fight friends. Welcome to the MMA show, the show about Canadian mixed martial arts and only Canadian mixed martial arts. If it's happening anywhere else in the world, if there's not a Canadian there, I don't know about it, and pretty good chance I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, this is a really fun week. This past weekend was busy for me. I was in Calgary, Alberta, where I actually still am right now. If you don't recognize this backdrop, I attended my first ever Absolute MMA for their 8th event. Fantastic pro-am organization. They had a really good show. I was impressed overall by the quality of everything. The organization, just the way they had things set up, all the amenities they had for the fighters. There were 9 amateur fights, I think, and 2 pro fights, and they were great from top to bottom. One of our top Canadian prospects, Ramil Kamalov, does the matchmaking for that, and he did an excellent job. There were no real mismatches. There were a couple of fights that were one-sided, but these fighters knew what they were doing, and it was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was also my first time meeting Sheila Bird, who, if you don't know, is the co-founder and co-owner of Champions Creed, along with her husband Brian. I'd met Brian a handful of times before, very nice gentleman. But Sheila, I got to sit beside her in the fights. It was really nice. And if you don't know about Sheila, she is the first ever Canadian woman to receive her black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Super lady. We had fun talking about the fights and just wondering why certain things were happening. And, you know, if something was happening like behind a pillar and we couldn't see it, we'd say, "Oh, what do you see? What do you see?" We're sharing. So it was kind of cool. I'm hoping I get to return to Calgary and see another Absolute someday. Yeah, that was good. So yeah, I'm still in Calgary. I'm actually going to head to the airport very shortly to go to Vancouver to attend BFL 87 in Vancouver on Thursday night. And then 2 days later, well, the next night, actually the Friday night, I had intended to be back at Toronto to attend Unified MMA 69. However, that was postponed to Edmonton in June. So now I kind of get a free day. I can get to have a slow travel back to Ontario, where on Saturday night in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, I'll be attending PFC 23, so Prospect Fighting Championship 23. Really looking forward to that one because it's my backyard and I can sleep in my own bed that night and like be home in like 15 minutes after the show. So it's kind of cool. All right, so this episode, it's going to be a busy one. I hope you have some time to spare for us. We're going to start off with a recap of Absolute MMA 8. So I actually have a whole bunch of video, and I put on some clips on there. Not everything, but you see some finishes. You see some great fights. Terrific fight of the night between Abby Park and Laura Jefferson. Holy moly. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. It was a banging fight. It was incredible. Next, finally, we're going to be talking with Dejan Kajic, who is part of the co-main event, along with Jordan Meehan at BFL this Thursday. And this is a fight that is, for me, it's a dream fight. Both these guys are veterans, true veterans of the sport. They've been around forever. Dejan is 42 years old now, but he's got a record of 10-2 after 35 years old. So that's just absolutely amazing. And Jordan Meehan, what can you say? This young gun has done it all. I first met him when he was 16 years old. I met him backstage at a Maximum Fighting Championship in Edmonton. I'm going to say like 2010 or 2011, somewhere around there. And he has just been everywhere, done everything. He was the first ever MMA fight for UFC Hall of Famer Rory McDonald. And of course, Jordan fought in the UFC as well, and he had some incredible fights. Took a few years off where he wasn't really active and we didn't see a lot of him. But he's come back, man. He had a wicked victory over Johan Lainez at Samurai a short while back. And now he's a replacement for Danny Millette, who was Dejan's first original opponent. And I'm just thrilled by this, man. And this is one of those fights where I love it, but I hate it because I like both the guys. They're super, like, I just really like them. They're personable, and they're nice, they're kind, they're in it for the right reasons. And they're going to fight, and unfortunately, one of them's going to lose. Likely, is going to lose, and that kind of sucks. But that's what fighting's all about, right? You win and you lose some. So I guess we will see. Regardless, I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I mentioned I talked to Dejan, and I don't know if I'm talking to Jordan yet. We've been having a couple difficulties trying to catch up in the past couple of days, but from the Calgary airport, we're going to tentatively see if we can get that done. So watch my interview with Dejan. Hopefully there's an interview with Jordan following after his, knock on wood. After Jordan, we're going to talk with Erfan Ahangarian, who is an amazing fighter, also fighting at BFL. And he's fighting for, do you know what? I'm going to go over here to my BFL tab and read you the fights. There's 5 championship fights happening at BFL. So the main event is Radley De Silva versus Rander Junio, and Radley is defending his BFL featherweight title. Radley's always a super thrilling fighter to watch. Really charismatic on the microphone, and his skill set is widespread and amazing. So he has that capoeira in there. And sometimes people see the capoeira and they think that's all he is. He's a capoeira fighter. No, man, he is a good striker across the board, crisp boxing, awesome kicking, and his wrestling is top notch. So I'm excited for that one. Next is the Dejan Jordan in the co-main event, and that's probably the fight I'm looking forward to one of the fights I'm looking forward to the most for the whole year, let alone this card. So we're stoked for that one. Next, here we have Erfan is fighting Alfred Muydad for the vacant flyweight title, and we're going to be talking with Erfan very shortly. It is now, I'd say about 8 minutes away from my chat with him, so I better hurry up. And then next, Jaden Martin is fighting Mauricio Barbosa for the middleweight title, for the interim middleweight title for the BFL. And BFL's fifth and final title fight for the night is an amateur fight between bantamweights Alessia Belenko and Sadie Woodstra. They both have good names. They've both been doing really well lately, and this is kind of, we're going to see how the pecking order sets up, right? That's why you have the fights. Everyone talks the talk and everyone walks the walk, and then you look at these fighters in different fights and you think, she's awesome, and you wonder who would be better. Well, we're going to find out. This is a pretty pivotal fight for both of them. So anyway, that's BFL. After we talk to Dejan and hopefully Jordan and Erfan, then you'll get a chance to be introduced to somebody who you are going to be seeing a lot of in the future. If you don't know the name Aiden Appel, and you just heard me say it for the first time ever, I'll say it again, Aiden Appel. This young man is going to be a UFC champion someday. I'm fully confident he's going to be. He currently fights at welterweight. Whether he stays that way when he gets older, I don't know. But right now, he's 19 years old. He's a solid welterweight. He's 7-0 as a mixed martial artist in the amateur ranks between MMA and pancrase. And I'm a little bit biased. I'm not going to lie. I've known Aiden since he was 12 years old. He was on the mats with my daughter, Olivia, in jiu-jitsu class, kids jiu-jitsu class, years and years ago. So I've seen him grow. I've seen him develop. And just everything about him is just set up for success in mixed martial arts. Number one, he's got great parents, Brian and Amanda, who have supported him fully through this crazy idea of his to be a world champion from 12 years old. And they're not the type of parents that pushed him. They supported him, but he's the one who wanted to go to every practice. He's the one who wanted to go train on Sundays. He's the one who wanted to train doubles every day. I don't know. So, without a kind of support like that, it's much more challenging. Next, he trains at Niagara Top Team, which is one of the top small handful of gyms in the country, top 2 or 3 gyms in the country. And it's just fantastic. And when he's there, Aiden gets to train with killers like Mike Malott, Jasmine Jazdavicius, Serhi City. Never forget Aaron Jeffrey, man. He's so big and skilled and talented and tough. And there's a plethora of other fighters there who are there day in, day out and have a really strong training and hard work philosophy at Niagara Top Team, and Aiden has embraced that. You'll see my interview with him, and you'll get to hear him describe why that is such a perfect environment for him to succeed. So I'm super stoked, and let me know what you think about Aiden, and especially if you get a chance to watch the fight. We're going to finish off the MMA show this week with something a little bit different for me. You know that if you don't know, I usually pretty strict with only following mixed martial arts and Canadian mixed martial arts at that. So I don't really cover other combat sports. I watch some of it occasionally, but I'm not a boxing nerd. I don't know all the details. You can tell me names of other fighters around the world, and I don't really know them. If they're not Canadian mixed martial artists, I probably don't know. However, I'd say the past handful of months or so, I have started really wanting to pay more attention and be more aware of high-level Canadian combat athletes. So like Robbie Lavoie, Ryan Rozicki, those guys, I'm starting to pay some interest in them, and I want to start following them as well. But today is my first chance to interview somebody, a non-mixed martial artist named Taylor McClatchie. Nickname is Tay. She is a Muay Thai fighter out of 613 Fight Factory in Ottawa, and I've been following her for years just because her coach, Crew Jeff Harrison, is her biggest supporter, and he posts like a crazy amount of social media for her, and he posts her fights and her clips. So I've been watching her for years, and it's absolutely nuts how skilled she is, man. And she's fighting this Friday night in Lumpini Stadium in Bangkok, Thailand for a ONE championship. And I had a great chat with her, super interesting lady, 34 years old. And when I researched this, I saw she's only got a record of 3-1, which I was surprised by until I realized those are her professional fights. She's got a huge amateur career. She's actually got 59 wins in Muay Thai so far. So if she wins this Friday night, this is going to be her 60th win. So that's just crazy. Very interesting lady, very, very well spoken, very smart, and she's got some interesting things to say about her previous employment. We had a good chat about that. And she's just living the dream. She's in Thailand right now, training. It's beautiful out there, and she's living the dream. So watch my interview with her and let me know what you think about all that. And that's where I'm going to stop it off, because I need to hang up and get prepared for my interview with Erfan, which is just a couple minutes away. Please do me a favor. If you're watching this, I don't think I'm begging. Try to support my channel, MMA, by subscribing on YouTube, liking every stuff, and sharing everything, all those things. I'm really trying to push the channel. I'm putting a lot of effort into it. So if you could support me, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the show.
3, 5, come on! Come on! Aboard, Ryan! Let's go do it! Range control, Jimmy. Keep the range control. You're right. Control this range. Look at the same tight shoulder.
kid. Good shot. You got him, Ryder. Touch it, pal. You spin. You have to clear that leg break. Got you good. Keep it in the middle. Got the middle. Passing up. Rotate.
Let's go, Brandon! Come on, Brandon! Get on!
There you go, yes.
Fight it, fight it, fight it!
Stay safe here, stay smart, look for your spin. Watch your toes. Hey. Keep on those wrists. Now grip that knee. Keep a good grip on those wrists. Watch your toes, Greg. Push that grip.
Get him! Get out! 1 minute left, Fred. 1 minute. 1 minute. Protect your neck. Protect your neck. Let's keep doing this.
On the bottom.
Got 20 there.
Turn and push on his knee hard. Good. Elbow, Chris, elbow. Two minutes, Chris, 2 minutes. It's a
Right side.
Yeah, step over it, go to your right side again, force yourself into that cage. Yep. Find the space. Just bounce it again. Almost there, Chris. Keep stretching it up. Turn. Yes, in a manly turn right away. What's the name? Lead. Nice, easy. 30 seconds, speed. Hey, Chris, up, come on.
Chris, up.
Dan, it's fight week, and you are fighting at BFL 87 against a very dangerous opponent in Jordan Meehan. Tell me, how are you for such a? It's funny how I'm backtracking a second. I ask similar questions of fighters all the time, but I expect that the answers will be different depending on who they are. So, like when I talk to an amateur or somebody with only a handful of fights, you know, their answer might be one thing, but you are such a veteran. You've been around for so long. You've got an extraordinary amount of fights and high-level fights, main event fights, things like that. Do you even still get nervous on fight week, or is that not a thing for you?
Oh, 100%. I get nervous and excited, and you know, the more you win, the bigger the pressure goes, and the bigger expectations, the moment. So it still adds on a little bit of pressure, but you just learn how to deal with it. And you know, once the cage is closed, and your hand, you touch hands, all that goes away, and you focus on the job you have to do and make the job as simple as possible, so you don't overcomplicate things and get the job done.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense to me, I guess. When I first heard your fight was announced a couple months ago, it was against Danny Millette, and I thought to myself, this is awesome. This is going to be a wicked fight. Both those guys are going to put on a show. And then Danny had to withdraw for whatever reason, and now, which is always kind of sad because you don't know if a fight's going to get given to you still. And then I heard Jordan Meehan is coming in, and man, to me, this is an absolute dream Canadian MMA fight. What are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Same. Like, I'm excited. Like, like, this is what you dream about as a young fighter, right? To rub elbows with royalty of MMA, and it doesn't get bigger than Jordan Means. I'm like, sure, it does, George St. Pierre.
Yeah, I
You know
know.
what I mean? Other than that, like, it doesn't get bigger than him. So this is what I dreamed about. This is what I wanted for forever. You know what I mean? And I'm so excited. I'm still buzzing off the fact that my name is next to his name, and I can't wait. I'm truly am happy and honored and grateful for him to say yes. So I can't wait.
Awesome. How did this fight come about? Was it something BFL arranged, or it was an idea that you had, or how did it work?
To be honest with you, like there was, I think there's a couple of times like mine and his name popped up, at least on my end. I don't know if I'm big enough name to ever reach his lap, to be honest with you. But I always wanted to fight and stuff, and then it just never happened for whatever reason. And then my fight with Danny Millette fell through, and BFL's like, hey, we can make this fight happen. I was blown away. I said yes right away. They said, but the only thing has to be a 185. I said irrelevant. I just like, as an older fighter, coming to end of the career, like I'm never going to get signed. It's just how it is. It's not a bad thing. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm 40 plus years old. I mean, I wouldn't invest into a 40-year-old fighter as well. So as a result, this is my chance to kind of, test myself at the highest levels possible in my local backyard, which is, it turns out even better than anything. So I'm excited.
You mentioned the age thing. You're over 40 years old. So the fact that you're still doing this is incredible. But it's not like you're just some guy who wakes up one day and says, I'm going to go have a fist fight on the weekend. This is your life. You live, you breathe this. Universal MMA, you're there every single day, I'm willing to bet. You're putting in the hours. You're training with some killers. So that's only going to make sure that you stay at a really high level, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've taken no days off. Like I said, for the last 10 years, I don't need the money. I'm not a millionaire, but if I don't do this for financial reasons. My gym is doing well. So I don't need it to build the name of the gym. I just got lucky enough that I get to do what I love to do. And for the last 10 years, and I'm the type of guy, if you're gonna do it, fully do it. If not, walk away from it. And I've been doing it, and then I'm lucky that due to the gym, due to the strong community in Vancouver, I get access to the highest levels guys as well. And if I don't, I've been traveling quite a bit to TriStar, been doing a bunch of training camps over there and stuff. So I'm yeah, the older I got, the more I appreciate it. And every time I told myself my last fights, I go 110% in it. I truly believe it. And I was telling everyone for the last 10 years, I was 2 fights away from making it and 2 years away from retirement. So I always felt
Yeah.
motivated.
Yeah. Now, you've brought up the age word a few times, and Battlefield Fight League does several things very well, extremely well. And one of the things I really like that they do is they produce a lot of content and a lot of graphics and a lot of things. And one that I saw, it was yesterday or the day before, I think, which just blew me away. It said that you, Dejan Kajic, have a record of 10-2 after the age of 35. And to me, that is just a staggering number. And I'm wondering, what do you attribute your longevity in the sport, especially when you're known as being a hard charger and like you don't have soft, easy fights, man. You go hard and you bang.
To like I always say, one ingredient doesn't make a good meal. So it's definitely one thing that I do. Even before we did this, I wake up, like I live close to a yoga and a sauna studio. I wake up 6:30 in the morning. I do my ice dip. I go for a stretch. I do yoga. I eat well. Like I haven't had fast food in 20 years. Like I eat. I don't eat ultra healthy. I just eat real food. I exercise. I tell everybody I lift like a bodybuilder. I train like an athlete, and I stretch like a yoga teacher.
That's awesome, man. And your roles have changed over the couple of years. Maybe not changed, but you've added some responsibilities to your life. As we mentioned, Universal MMA, that's taking off. That's doing really well. I always see full training rooms whenever I see your social media posts. You've got a young fella sitting on the couch behind you, and he keeps you busy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what's it like balancing all those things as not just a fighter, but as a trainer, as a coach, and as a father and a husband?
Um, to be honest with you, when you love things, it's not work. And I do. I'm pretty much stay at home dad because the wife she's a teacher, so she goes early in the morning till 3 o'clock. So I'm with him every day. Doesn't bug me. He's there. He's in the gym all the time. Everybody knows him. From Adam Posner to Ash to he's always in there. I'm not even pushing him. He's watching. He's shadow boxing. He's doing his thing. And I got a good support at home. Like always say, to be successful on the mats, you have to be successful off the mats.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be diverse in from everything from your relationships to your foods to your training to your time spent with the family and stuff. And over the years, you just a Kenny Diamond. You just chisel it away slowly, slowly. You add another piece to make you more successful, and that's what I've been doing my whole life. Every year, I tell everybody make profit in life when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your family, when it comes to your friends. And I've learned to make profit every year. So I just get a little bit better every year. And 5, 7 years goes by, and all of a sudden I'm 20, 30% better everywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome. Amazing, man. It sounds like you've got a pretty terrific life. Would you mind just talking about Universal MMA now? Put on your coach and trainer hat. What's it like being the man responsible for all those eager, young, and some not so young up and comers? They're putting their faith and their trust and their confidence in you to prepare them to get them to a spot where they can try to reach their goals someday. What's it like having that responsibility?
To be honest with you, I have none. Like as is what I mean by that is like you can't be a part-time champion and fighting is something you have to want to do, right? And the minute I force you to come on the mats is the minute I see flaws and I see failure in the long term, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't push guys. I try to lead with an example, right? And honesty, right? If you're not doing enough and if you're stupid in life, it's not my job to tell you. The world will show you reality whether you like it
Mm-hmm.
or not.
Truth.
And that's it. I try to live the example. It takes me, like I always say, it took me a long time to figure it out. Coaches take 10 years to figure it out, and they pass on the knowledge right away. So, some of the guys get some of my knowledge that took me a long time to kind of put the recipe together for success, and I pass them down. And if they're willing to follow it, I hope so. If not, I hope they find their own. My job is to empower the fighters and the students. It's not my job to manipulate them to think I'm something special and I have all the answers. Greatness is consistency. Show up every day, make the right choices, and you'll shine in the end.
Awesome. Amazing. Let's finish off the interview now and talk about why we're here. You are fighting Jordan Meehan. I first met Jordan when he was 16 years old. I met him backstage at the weigh-ins of a, what was it called, Maximum Fighting Championship in Edmonton. I'm going to say like 2010. He was with Jason Day, who ended up fighting in the UFC. And for people who don't know, Jordan, you've mentioned his accolades. He's one of Canada's veterans, true veterans. He's fought in the UFC. He's fought absolutely everybody. And then he was Rory McDonald's first ever MMA fight. He's a UFC legend, Rory McDonald. And then for a while, he took some time off and he just kind of disappeared. But now he's been back. He's been fighting and he's been doing well. He just had a really good victory over Johan Lainez. And now he's coming out west to BFL. Tell me what you think about him as an opponent and what, if anything, you're going to have to do differently to get the victory.
Like you said, his resume speaks for itself. Like, the UFC fought monsters, like fought Thiago Alves. He put the first round on Thiago Alves. He smashed him. He went through him. Fought Matt Brown, knocked out Mike Pyle, Dan Miller. He was a co-main event at one point in the UFC. He's a ranked UFC fighter.
Yeah.
And those types of guys like that, I have a game plan, but you also have to be diplomatic with everything, because you might think one thing and he's a veteran, he'll adapt, he'll turn corners and do something completely different. So my job was just to defend, footwork, and be in shape, and then wing it inside. You know what I mean? I'm ready for the ground game. I'm ready for wall fighting, and I'm ready for striking. Right? He's very unique. He's very loose. He stutters. His footwork is unbelievable. He covers distance, level changes. If you stop moving, he'll elbow you. You know what I mean? If you overextend, he'll shoot on you, and if you keep moving back, he'll throw punches. So there's a lot of little things that I have to address, but I'm not going there to participate. I'm going there to win. As much as off the mats, I'm starstruck. In the ring, I'm focused, I'm hungry, and every fighter believes in themselves, and I believe myself fully, and I think I can get the win.
The answer you just gave me fills in neatly to a common theme I hear when I talk to high-level fighters such as yourself, in that I feel like you don't overly concern yourself that much with your opponent. Sure, you're aware of them, you know what their strengths are, and you watch that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, most of you, I feel, concentrate on yourselves and preparing yourselves and making sure that you're the best fighter and not really worrying too much about the other end, because at the end of the day, you can only bring what you've prepared yourself to bring.
100%. It like confidence is based off self-ability. Arrogance is based off self-belief. Right? I'm not arrogant. I'm confident because I work hard, and my work ethic reflects on the results that I produce. Not always perfect, but I try to do my best. As a result, I go in there's a confident man with the ability that I can beat him. But I'm also in no delusion. He's got 18 tools to beat him, but anybody can have their night. And, I don't have to be better than him. I always say, not maybe yesterday, maybe tomorrow, but not today. And that's kind of my say that I always say before I walk in the cage. I'm like, maybe yesterday, maybe tomorrow, but not today. I don't have to be better than him. I just got to perform better than him for 15 minutes. And I think I'm good enough to do that against anybody. Now, there is reality, and there is luck, and there's stupidity, and I hope it all goes on my side.
Well, man, everything I know about you, we've known each other for years, and I've watched you fight in person only once, I think. And I think that was at BFL 81 when you beat Ash, and that was
I was going to say, did I win?
You did. It was good. But one thing is, you always bring it, man. There's no uncertainty in watching Dejan Kajic fight. I know that you're going to be going hard, you're going to be going strong, and you're going to be going fast, and that's one of the things. Forward. And I think that's why people love watching you fight. It's just because you're not a placid fighter that sits on your ass and backpedals and just waits for the fight to come to you. You're the one who brings it.
Yeah, out of my 18 wins, I got 14 finishes. So I go in there to finish and stuff. And the ones that I didn't finish is some real hard veterans. And, and he's going to be one of those. I'm prepared to go 3 rounds, but I hope it goes a minute.
Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, Dejan, I'm wondering, before we wrap up, is there anything that I didn't ask you and anything we didn't talk about that you think we should have talked about?
No, sir, you covered all the angles, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you giving us a platform to kind of get a little bit of shine on the hard work that we do on both ends, my end and his end and stuff. And I'm just excited to just keep the Canadian MMA scene alive. And I'm on the way out, and there's a new generation coming in. I hope I play a part of the next generation, even if it is from the sidelines yelling yelling instructions. And I'm looking for that.
Yeah. Well, Dejan, I'm super thrilled that I'll be in attendance at your fight against Jordan this weekend. It's exciting that this road trip has given me the opportunity to see these fights. I'm excited to watch you, and I'll see you at the weigh-ins, and best of luck in the fight. I hope you bring the best possible Dejan Kajic, and you have a great fight, and we'll see how it goes.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate your time. You're awesome.
All right.
Thank you, brother. Bye.
Thanks a lot, Dejan. Bye. Jordan Meehan, it's so good to see you, my friend. I was just telling the viewers in the video interview, in the intro to this week's show, that I first met you when you were 16 years old. I'm pretty sure you were 16, possibly 17. It was backstage at a Maximum Fighting Championship, and you were with Jason Day, and he just introduced me to this young kid, and I thought, who's this young kid? It's like hanging around all these fighters, and it was Jordan Meehan, and look at you now.
Yeah, I think I remember that card. Was Jason McDonald fighting Patrick Cote? Was that?
Oh, I don't remember. All I remember that Ryan Jimmo was fighting because he's my buddy, and I traveled out there from the Maritimes, and also Matt McGrath was fighting, who at the time was known as Matt Dukowski.
Right. And Jimmo, what an absolute all-time freak of a human being. What he could do with his body. I don't know if I ever met Jimmo, but what a specimen.
Yeah, for sure. He was one of my best friends. We used to go for sushi all the time, used to hang out, we used to lament about women together, about how crazy they are. No offense, ladies. And times were good back then.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about you. So I had a really great interview with Dejan Kajic yesterday talking about this fight between you and him in the co-main event of BFL 87. When it was first announced that Dan was fighting Danny Millette, I was happy. But when I found out it was fighting you, I had mixed emotions because I was happy for the fight, because you're both incredible fighters and you're both Canadian veterans and you're legends. But I'm sad because I like you both as individuals. I've known you for a long time. I don't know Dan quite as well, but I've met him a handful of times. Super guy. And, it's a fight. So that means one of you is probably going to walk out of there with the win and one's going to walk out with a loss. And that kind of makes me sad. But I guess it is what it is, hey?
It is, and we've been doing a lot of promo stuff together here, looking at each other in the eyes. I heard like Max Holloway was complaining about the Charles Oliveira, and you're just with the new Paramount, you're just standing there looking at each other. So it gets a little weird, but he's such a nice guy, he's such a good guy, and it doesn't really bother either of us. And I'm gonna go out there and go as hard as I can, just out of respect for him, just to give him my all, and just to beat on him for the sake of the sport and for himself too.
Well, it's about respect. I mean, why would you go against an opponent and not give your all? And that's what the Jordan Meehan policy is, as far as I can tell.
It is, and that's that strike hard, defend hard, right? If you're going in and you're giving your all, and the word that keeps coming up for me lately is sacrifice. Sacrifice, go again, sacrifice. Just keep showing up. Say yes to everybody. I want to be the number 185, undeniable in the nation. Beat everybody that I can, and be undeniable, and maybe then go back to the UFC.
That would be absolutely amazing. And it's in order to determine whether a fighter is capable of getting to that level, you have to test them, right? You have to put them against challenges and see where they stand. And I was concerned about you for a while because it seemed like to me you did take quite a bit of time off. COVID was in there as well, so that's not really a fair assessment. But you were going strong in the UFC. You got released from the UFC, and then I didn't hear from you for a while. Then all of a sudden, a couple of years ago, Prospect Fighting Championship announced that you were fighting Woody Chavez, and I was there for that fight where was that? That was at the Rebel nightclub in Toronto. I was super happy to see you back, and now you've just been continuing. You had a really impressive win over Johan Lenas at Samurai just a short while ago, and Johan's no slouch, man. He's a competent, quality, high-level fighter, and I don't know if I'd say you made it look easy, but you didn't have that many difficulties with that fight. So, how good are you right now, man?
I feel like I'm the best I've ever been. But a lot of it's just mindset. It's this willingness to sacrifice and go forward. And rather than holding on to everything of what I think I am and who I think I am, just letting it go, letting it out. and letting it, like, kind of like the chips fall where they may, and that's the part of the flow. You gotta, you gotta have the flow in there to make it look easy, right? You're trying to force everything. My mind wants to force things. As soon as I want something to go one way, I remind myself, oh no, it can go many different ways. And this opponent here, he's gone everywhere in all sorts of fights. So it's like, that's why, pick flow and once again give what kind of he takes me, or take what, sorry, he gives me.
Now, when fighters get offered potential opponents, they sometimes take time and they think about it. Without even asking you, I'm willing to bet you said, yeah, I'll do it right away as soon as you heard his name. But I'm wondering before you, because that's just, you're a fighter. And like your dad, Lee, says, he told me back in 2007, I think I was talking to your dad, and your dad looked me straight in the eye and he said, fighters fight. And that's your mindset too. You just fight, man. You fight. So I'm wondering, after you said yes to taking Dejan, what did you know about him beforehand, and what do you know about his skill set and about his durability and toughness, and what do you think you'll have to do to take him on?
Yeah, it's like I keep using the analogy of like he's like a bull, and maybe I need to be like a venomous snake that's hiding in the grass and strike him once, and then let him slow down a little bit. So but it's hard to say. It's hard to predict. But we are saying yes to everything, and that was how I got to the UFC the first time. You say yes to everything, you fight everybody, and then you become undeniable. I went across the nation, and I'm doing that again to prove and to get to that spot again. And the UFC, I was on a 2-fight win streak. I got offered a bigger contract from Bellator. I was looking for different things. I was a little too sensitive in my life. That's kind of how I felt about all that, looking back at it. Bigger contract, not much bigger, but a little bit bigger. Went and fought Jason Jackson, their future champion. Went do a decision with him, and then COVID happened, and that basically reset me back to the regional scene. And it's who this game, right? So that's just the way it went.
How old are you right now, Jordan?
36.
36. It's not unheard of. I mean, Mandel Nallo just made it to the UFC for his first fight, and I think off the top of my head he's 36, 37. And especially with your background, and I don't see that you've really taken a lot of damage. It seems like you're pretty durable. You seem like you're in great shape every time I see you, and you seem like you're like young. So I think that's a good indicator for you to have still a lot of success.
It's a state of mind too. And show me a picture of a 35-year-old. Show me a picture of a 55-year-old, a 25-year-old. You can't really do that. It's kind of this old thing's a bit of a paradigm that you are willing to believe in. But there's realities to it. But it's a state of mind. It's how you're training. I'm greasing the groove every day, growing, getting stronger, bigger. Every day.
That's amazing. Well, Jordan, in a perfect world, I'd sit here and talk with you for another 20 minutes, but my flight is boarding in like 2 minutes, so I need to shut everything down. I just want to say thank you. But before I let you go, is there anything that you wanted to talk about that I didn't ask you?
Oh, well, Andy's up there at 60,000 feet with Archimedes and Ticketerum. So I don't know what to say. Where are you going? You're going to Vancouver now?
Yeah.
How about I say a blessing to all the fighters? We are the embodiment of strength, wisdom, and love. Our minds are sharp, our bodies are powerful, and our spirit is shatterproof. We face every challenge with unwavering courage, boundless compassion, and relentless determination. Victory is ours. Let's go, BFL fighters.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I don't know how you beat me to it. All right, Jordan, pal, I will see you tomorrow at the weigh-in. Say hi to your dad for me, and take care. I'll see you soon.
Will do. Thank you.
All right, take care, Jordan. Bye. Erfan Ahangarian, I'm so happy I'm getting a chance to speak with you. I've been a fan of you since I saw you fight live in person. I think it was at BFL 81. It was the first time I ever saw you fight. And man, you just blew me away. You are one skilled martial artist, and it's unlike something that a lot of viewers have seen before. Maybe Battlefield Fight League fans know what to expect from you now, but most of the other people watching this channel right now don't really understand the high level that you have. Would you mind just taking a moment and just explaining or saying who you are, where you're from, and how you got your skill set that you have now in striking and fighting?
Hey Andy, thank you for your invite and having me, and thank you for your words. I appreciate that. So it's been for many years that I train martial arts. All of these skills, first of all, it's the God gifts, and after that, I train a lot since my childhood. Uh, and my wushu, I'm from Iran. First of all, I'm from Iran, and north of Iran, Mazandaran, the capital of the wrestling of the Iran. I didn't do martial arts before I was 14. I was just doing soccer, playing soccer, and but after that, I someone introduced me these sports, wushu. It's very similar to MMA. We have like punching, kicking, and catching leg, sweeping, and takedowns. So when I got gold medal in the World Championship 2019, I thought it's gonna be good. Good test and good chance for me to join MMA. Because of that, I immigrated to Canada with my family, and now I'm doing MMA, and I'm happy for that. We have lots of up and down with the family during the process of the immigration, but hopefully everything is good now, and we are closer to our goal, that is UFC. And for the performance that you said, okay, and that I'm and doing good or like this, it's come from my mindset and my mentality, because I don't want to be regular fighter, go fight, win, come. No, I want to put a performance, everyone remember my name and my performance.
The first time I saw you fight, Battlefield Fight League put out promotional material saying that you were a Wushu World Champion. And I'll be very honest with you, I'm not familiar with Wushu. I am a little bit now, but not then. I didn't really know what it was. Could you just explain to everybody watching what Wushu is and why you think it has been so instrumental, so effective in helping you prepare to be a mixed martial artist?
Yeah, I will give you a hint. The wushu is the martial arts that uh, three good fighters and champion in the UFC, they were doing. Kong Lee, UFC champion,
Mm-hmm.
Muslim Salihov, UFC welterweight, and also Zabit Magomed Sharifov is one of the Wushu champions. And so Wushu is a Chinese martial arts, a Chinese-based martial arts, and but no, very popular all around the world. And two time it was close to join in the Olympic Summer Games. It's in the Olympic Junior Games, and also we have Asian Olympic Games, the Continent Olympic Games, Wushu. Just the summer Olympic Games reminded. I think in the very early future, we should gonna join it, and it's gonna be very interesting. I swear, one of the most beautiful martial arts, competitive and very contactful, and it's very similar to MMA. As you guys see, we have punch, kick. Also, you can catch your opponent kicks, you can sweep them, take them down, and it's on the platform, not in the ring or mat or tatami. It's on the platform, highest on the ground, and you have to like take care to not be thrown outside. And in the China, they have uh, they have 2 million 200 million professional fighter. But if you want to know, all the people, the nurses, the doctors, the teachers, the students, all the workers, all of them mornings do the wushu forms. And I think most of the people in the China and Asia, like Eastern Asian countries, they do wushu daily, and very popular. And I had this chance to do this sport, and it helped me a lot. I have uh, most of the things that I have in my life, it comes from wushu. I'm very grateful and thankful, and now I'm here and doing my new journey, MMA, and the main goal is the UFC.
Wushu clearly has had an important role in your life. You were as part of the Iranian national team, I believe, and you had a lot of support from the state. They paid for a lot of things for you. They got you food, they got you training, and that's different now that you've come to Canada. You and your wife and your child emigrated to Canada 3 years ago, which I applaud you for, because it's, to me, it sounds like a really scary. I know it's exciting and good opportunities, but still, leaving your home, leaving your family, it's got to be very scary to do something like that, isn't it?
Uh, yeah, actually, Canada gave me lots of things. I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful. But the living here is very different from Iran. We can't say which one is better. So my father, my grandfather, the father of my grandfather, and then lots of my ancestor, they was living there. We have lots of family. We had friends, and also I still have my home there. I had no rent, no lease, and I was professional fighter there. I was in the national team. I was national champ and the world champ, and they respect me a lot in the city and in the country, and still they do. And when I was in Iran, I just trained 2 3 times a day and train, sleep, eat, train, and it was the cycle. Um 6 months of the year I was in the national team in the capital. We had like very good camps, like they feed you, give you money. We had a like hotel for staying there, good gym facility for training, and every 2 week we had just 3 days rest, come visit the family again, come back for training. The process repeat for 6 months, so you can understand what kind of the warrior and like killers comes out from those camps. So
Mm-hmm.
I was one of them. Hopefully, I could come out alive. And but after getting Asian Olympic Games gold medal in 2018, and after World Championship gold medal, I decided go in one bigger stage in MMA. So because the visa issues, political issues, as you know, I knew if I stay in Iran, I can't travel to all around the world
Mm-hmm.
and then fight MMA because you have to wait for visa, and after they reject you, you waste your time, energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked with my wife. She was pregnant that time. I told her I was 22 years old. I told her, okay, I have this plan. I want to go MMA. I know I can be in the UFC. So we need to immigrate. It's better than he stay here and just waste our time under the visa process. And after agreement, we decided to. We had a lot of search, and because we knew Canada is a like family country and also a very safe country and with the good nature, good people, and lots of people living here from lots of countries, different countries, no racism. So we decided to immigrate here. Vancouver is very similar to my hometown, Mazandaran, Iran. It's very green and good nature. Uh, First year was very hard here. We couldn't do. I couldn't do any training, even like walking, even running in the treadmill because I had to work, like go to the
Mm-hmm.
work morning to the night, and I'm still doing that. But at the beginning, it was hard for me to do the training beside the work. But hopefully, I could fix myself with it. Also, my wife, we had a very hard, bad times here, but hopefully, we could pass it.
Amazing. Um, so your life has changed. You took that big leap with your family, with your wife and your child. You came to Canada, and you've been here for I think 3 years now. Tell me what your life is like now. Are you? You said you're still working, but do you still get to train as much? And how much time do you put into training every week?
Yeah, at the beginning, I came here and I wanted to train at the first week. I wanted to fight in the first month, but when I see okay, we have do something and stuff, and everything is that was different from Iran, and it wasn't. what I was thinking, and I was shocked first, and after that I depressed for a while, but with help of my wife, I could find myself again and go to work. Okay, I said myself, okay, this is the life. First, pass this challenge. If God wants you come back again to the sport, uh, you will do that. I can't come back to my country because it's a shame. I decided to come here for a big goal. No, after like 1 year I come back. No, never. So, and with my wife we tried hard. We worked every day 10 hours, and like my son, he had lots of friends like cousins and relatives and in Iran, so he came here alone, and he had no friend, and with the different language, learning different language, communication with the people, with the different culture. It was beginning hard, but after 1 year and 2 3 months, after 14 months, 15 months, we could find ourselves. I For my first BFL fight, maybe no one believe. I didn't have more than 2 sessions per week training. I was going work. I come back like just going doing running outside, and after that do some shadow, and they just offered me the guy, and I said yes. Whoever is, yes, I want just jump professional, because before that 2 3 of my amateur fight canceled, and I didn't have training for those one too, but I wanted just to fight. But my amateur fight canceled, so they offered me one professional fight. It was 100%, and I said yes, I will fight. And the fight goes that way, and it's okay. But after that, I was okay. I found my mistakes, my weaknesses. I focus on that, and because of my family, like, I came back to more to training. I said myself, okay, you can't say I'm working and I'm tired, I can't work. After that, I make my schedule. I go 6 a.m. training, and after that, 7:30 I go to work until 4 p.m. 4 p.m. I have some private student, and 7 8 p.m. I go for my second session of training, and it ends around 9:30 10. I come home, it's 10:30, like 10:30, and some days I can't see my son. Like when I leave the home, he's slept. When I come back, he slept. And but I'm thankful. No, I think stronger, like from mindset and spiritual and my personality, and maybe I can't train same as Iran, like that situation, national team camp, but the personality, I'm much way stronger, and I know in the early future the training situation gonna be same as Iran. So I believe I'm gonna be like monster if I train like that with this mindset and personality.
And you have a great setup there in Vancouver, don't you? I believe you train at DS Combat Sports and you train with Naveed and other really good fighters. Talk about what your environment is like here in Vancouver.
Yes, my gym is this year DS Combat Sport, and also I have many good training partners and there, and also my coaches, Jonathan Hutchinson. He's one of the best minds, I think, in the martial arts. We train jiu-jitsu together privately in the groups, and also he analyze my fights. We talk a lot together, hit pad together, and I have like Jamie Siraj, UFC fighter, one of the most experienced MMA fighter in Canada. Also, I think one of the most well-rounded grappler, MMA grappler in Canada. and I'm learning every day. Also, Navi Zangana, lightweight BFL champion, also world and Asian wrestling champion. I think one of the best wrestler and grappler in Canada, pure wrestling. And I'm learning. I don't have any ego. I just go learn every day. If they are younger than me, older than me, less experienced, more experienced, I'm open to learn. Whenever you close your doors, say, okay, I'm the best. And that's the time that you fall down. We can see some champions, they like Floyd Mayweather, or like, I don't know, some boxing champion. They are 36, 37, 38, and they are also in the peak, in their prime, because they never reduce the training, they never reduce the amount of the learning. And I believe if I be like this, I open to learn from everyone, and don't attention to the my ego. Just stay on my line, go forward. I will reach my goal very soon. I talk with my managers. I'm talking with my managers uh, like every week. They are like very excited for me to reach the UFC as soon as possible. I don't want to tell you any dates, but we know it's gonna happen very soon. So this fight gonna be a good start and beginning for that. Getting the belt first in the BFL in Canada, secure the first and secure the best flyweight fighter in the Canada. I believe if I win this guy with a good performance, I am the best flyweight in the Canada. And I'm okay to challenge. Like, I'm open to challenge everyone. Like, anyone who thinks better than me, just say my name, tell my name. I'm open to fight. Like, just no worries. Flyweight is my backyard.
That's an amazing attitude to have about being able to accept information from everybody you meet. It doesn't matter about ego. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. If you can't let yourself learn from other people, you're just going to be stagnant and stay the way you always have been, and you won't grow. So that's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
so, your next step, you want to make it in the UFC, and I've seen you fight. I think you could probably, well, not probably, I think you could win some fights in the UFC right now, and you're still learning. But first step is you have Battlefield Fight League this Thursday night in Vancouver. Talk about your opponent in this fight, and for people who might be watching you and I talk right now, and they haven't seen you fight, when they see you fight on UFC Fight Pass or live, what can they expect when they see Erfan Ahangarian step into a cage?
Uh, yeah, my opponent, he's from Chile. He has uh, much more experience than me in MMA. Just in the number of the fights, I believe I have more experience than him in the martial arts. Also, I'm much more complete fighter. I'm killer fighter, and also in any aspect of the fight, like striking, grappling, jiu-jitsu. I'm stronger than him. With all the respect, because he's my opponent, he's not my enemy. But we are in the cage, there is no mercy, and I'm just following and willing to touch his chin. It doesn't matter with the punches, elbows, knees, or kicks. Just with every single punch, single combination, I want to finish the guy. Every time that you watch my fight, it's gonna be same, not different. Maybe sometimes with more patient, sometimes like rush for that. But also it depends to my open-end strategy. Like my first fight in MMA, I wanted to do that, but my opponent he was running away, and I couldn't catch him. So sometimes you can do your plan and at the best way possible. So, but I this is my goal. Like do this finish at the safest way possible.
Well, Erfan, I believe that you are a special talent. I think you've got a skill set that not a lot of people can match. And I'm very excited and fortunate that I get to watch you fight again for the second time live in person this Thursday night. I think it's time to wrap up. But before we go, I'm wondering if there's anything that you wanted to talk about that I didn't ask you.
Uh, Once again, thank you for your time and for your invites. Just I want to once again thank you, the people who support me. First of all, my wife and my son. They are here for me, and they trying and supporting me, trying to supporting me, and I hope I can reach the goal to can dedicate everything to them. And also very big thank shout out to my sponsors, my big supporters, my big brother and sister Shahab and Duran Almi and their incredible company Symbiotica, and my big and dear brother Mala Khudnoor, owner of the Malafide barbershops and one restaurants, and Mirgani Clothing, that one of the luxurious clothing brand in whole Canada. Just go and watch their website. Best, I believe best, and they support me in last 16, 17 months, and without their support, I couldn't do these camps and be ready like now. I hope with a good performance, I can make everyone happy and also my supporters, the people who like my fight style, and all my family.
That's awesome. Well, Erfan, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I'm excited to watch you fight. Best of luck. I hope you're prepared fully and I get to see the best Erfan that you can. And I guess I will see you soon. Have a good day.
Have a good day, sir.
Aiden, it's so great to see you. I know you don't do a lot of interviews, so this is going to be a special treat for a lot of my viewers, getting a chance to be introduced to you, who I think is probably, I know I'm a little bit biased, but I think you're probably one of Canada's biggest prospects coming up in the mixed martial arts world.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So to give the viewers a little bit of context and background, I first met you, I'm going to say you were 12 years old, and that was at the very beginning days of Niagara Top Team. I was student number one, and my daughter Olivia and you, I'm pretty sure you were in the first 5 students ever of Niagara Top Team. And I still remember like walking on the mats one night and you were sitting there just this little boy, like you're not a little boy now, of course, but you're just a little boy. You were so quiet with this super short haircut sitting there. But one thing that's been steady about you from that very day one to now is just the 100% level of commitment and focus you put into training mixed martial arts. And I find that's just amazing that you've been able to do this for such a long time at such a steady pace. How do you attribute your focus to the sport from such a very early start?
I think just the love for the sport. Like, nobody forced me to start training. Nobody has forced me to come to classes. I've always wanted to do it. So it's something I've chosen to do. So I think that's why it's been so easy for me to stick with it. And just the coaching, like such high level coaching, I think that's super important too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It helps. The coaching helps a lot because I know you came from a different gym before Niagara Top Team. And of course, I used to spend hours upon hours sitting with your mom and your dad just talking during the kids' class, watching you guys train. And one thing they really made sure that I understood, especially your dad, Brian, made sure that I understood, was that he's not forcing you to do any of this. He's following your lead, and you're the one who wanted to do it. You're the one
Yeah.
pushing for training all the time. So yeah, that's pretty incredible that you were in a situation that you found something that you love, and just it seems like the universe aligned and just and worked to make it work for you.
Yeah.
So you're at Niagara Top Team now. You're training. You're what, 19 years old now,
19, yes.
and you're training in a room full of killers. Like I remember, once again going back to my memory, when you trained when you were younger, like you'd hang with the adults, but you weren't really you weren't at their level yet, but you were training and they were respectful of you and your youth and your size at the time. But you have grown to the point now where you are a legit adult man training with some of the best fighters in the world, UFC fighters. Aaron Jeffrey, a PFL fighter. You're hanging in there, and you're on their skill level. I think that's very unusual for a person of your age. I think there might be maybe 2 or 3 people in your situation in all of Canada.
Yeah, well, like you said, from training, I used to be like 12 going with adults, so like they used to be so much stronger than me, so much man strength. So I feel like I had to develop a lot of technique and just that like being able to be beat up for 5-10 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest things. Like when I was 12, I wasn't winning these rounds against adults, but I was hanging there. So now that I'm bigger or the same size as a lot of these guys, I can hang in there with them.
Yeah, you sure can. I was interviewing a fighter a few months ago who was fighting for Unified, and he mentioned that he came down to Top Team to do some training. And unprompted, without me even asking him, he said to me, "Have you heard about this kid, Aiden? Man, like he was just so good." And yeah, that was Jake Craig from Unified, the light
Yeah, he's a
heavyweight.
nice guy. I
And
like him.
yeah, but he was very complimentary of you. And if you get the fact that he was, fighting at the upper levels of the Unified, the biggest MMA organization in Canada, and he's bringing up the fact that you're tooling him up just a little bit. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So talk about Niagara Top Team and the environment that's being created there and why it works for you.
I think just everybody's such a hard worker. If you're going there, you're gonna work hard or you're not gonna fit in. Like everybody every day is working so hard, the highest level coaches, and everybody's trying to help each other get better. Like everybody's got fights coming up all the time. So it's highest level room in Canada.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. There's a couple high level rooms like that in Canada, but only 2 or 3, I think. And Niagara Top Team really came out of nowhere and established themselves as top tier level in Canada. And the coaching, so it used to, of course, just be D Marks and Chris for the longest time, but that's evolved now where a lot of the other fighters are stepping out into coaching roles. I know you're in a coaching role for the kids classes and stuff like that. How important is it for everybody to sort of get together and work together to make everything work?
Super important. Like everybody's sharing knowledge all the time. Like just trying to make everybody better because they know if you get better, you're helping me for my fight. Now you're better, everybody gets better. So it's super important.
Are you able to explain to me and the people watching how it was that you knew from such an early start that mixed martial arts was the thing that was your thing? Like, because you clearly love it and you always have. Where did that come from?
I guess it's hard to explain. Like it's just something I get enjoyment out of. Like I love fighting. I love the daily grind of just trying to get better. Jiu-jitsu's fun, striking's fun. Like it's just something I love doing. So it's so much easier to do it every day because I love doing it.
Yeah. And you and your family, you still live in Welland, right? Or did you move closer to the team?
Still well, not too far. It's like 20 minutes, so not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, let's talk about your next fight. You're fighting the main event at Prospect FC 23 on May 9th in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario. You're fighting Sean Dijer. I've seen both of you in fight before.
You want to hear some? I got some breaking news.
Oh, wow. Tell me the breaking news.
Okay, so he's out.
Okay.
He pulled out, I think, Monday or whatever, but we were going to have another guy. That didn't work out, so I'll be fighting Chris Brochant. I'm not exactly sure.
Chris Brochu, yeah.
Yeah, so Chantri's out, and we're looking. So this guy, Chris, accepted, I think. So still fighting, still main event, still for 170, but yeah, new guy.
Awesome. Now I know I've been following Chris as well because that's what I do. So I don't know his record off the top of my head, but I do know that he's been very active the past couple of years. It seems like he's on every second fight card, so he's got the experience. So tell me when this was told you, I'm sure you were probably disappointed that Shandy couldn't make it. But
Yeah,
did you know who Chris was? Did you know his skill level already, or did you have to look into him? And
I
how
knew
did
him a
that?
little bit just from like we fought on the London card together. I seen that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny. I was just finishing up sparring practice, last one, and then I was starting to jog, and then all I hear is Aiden, come here, and I just thought the worst.
Oh
And
no.
then they told me, yeah, he's out, but we have a new guy. And then the next day, found out that guy didn't work, but we had a different one. So at this point, I'm just glad to be fighting. The opponent to me doesn't really matter. I feel like especially at the amateur level, it shouldn't be about your opponent too much. It should be about you. I'm trying to get better. I want to be the best version of
Mm-hmm.
myself. I'm not worried about like you can worry a little bit what your opponent's going to do, but that shouldn't matter. I should be
Mm-hmm.
coming in worried about what I'm going to do.
You talk about you being your best self, and I'm going to ask you a question. I don't even know if you'll be able to answer it, but maybe you can try. Is there any way you're able to sort of self-evaluate right now and determine where you are compared to your best self? Like when you get the ultimate Aiden at some point down the road, whether it's 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, the best fighter you're ever going to be, where do you sit now in relation to that?
I hope to be nowhere even near. Like I feel like I'm pretty good now, but I would rather later be destroy myself where I'm at now. I want to make it to the highest level. So there's
Mm-hmm.
always things to improve everything. Like think
Mm-hmm.
about like how many people have worked on their jab for their entire career. Like everything can get better. So I would just want to improve everywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're in the right spot for it, too. You've got such high level training partners. Of course, in the UFC, you've got Mike Malott, Jasmine Jasdavicius, Surrey City trains there often. Other high level fighters. Aaron Jeffrey's got the size, and he's just such a skilled and competent fighter. What's it like when you go into the training room now and you have a really hard training session? Like, how much? It's 100% effort. I'm confident you're putting into it. When you go through each training session, tell me what you feel like at the end of it when you put down your gloves, when you take off your shin guards, and you're just reflecting on the past 45 minutes or an hour of sparring or hard training.
Just grateful all the time, like working with the highest level guys, like you said, Aaron, Malott, like all these guys. Like you look at other gyms, they don't have that. They don't have these high level guys that have been there, have done it, or doing it. Like Malott just won a UFC main event. How crazy is
Mm-hmm.
that?
It's crazy.
So I get to train with them all the time. Like that's just being grateful that I'm in that room, having the opportunities to learn and from them grow. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I've had some conversations with your dad about your future and prospects and what's going to happen with you. And of course, the discussion came up about you turning professional at some point. I know your dad's got his ideas, and I respect them. Your dad seems like he's got a very level head on his shoulders when it comes to you. Quite frankly, just wondering what your thoughts are on that. At some point, you want to go professional. Do you have any idea where that might be?
Yeah, I definitely want to go pro. Just really whenever it makes sense for everybody, when Matt, Chris, Jelly say we're good to go pro, we're going pro. I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
Like 19 years old. I don't want to rush it. I want to make this like a full-time career. You got to be smart with it. You don't want to rush into anything, but yeah, I think it is coming soon eventually. Like this will be my 8th amateur fight
Mm-hmm.
on May 9th, so we'll see. Soonish.
Yeah. For fans who just take a look at fight records, they might, these things are misleading sometimes. A record can tell you some things, but sometimes, well, it can't tell you the whole story. For example, you are 4-0 as an amateur mixed martial artist, but you've also got 3 pancrase fights, which are essentially the same thing as an
Yeah.
MMA fight. So if people just think you're a 4-0 amateur fighter, like try doubling that. You're 7-0, like you said, this will be your 8th fight. I had this conversation last night. I'm currently in Calgary I attended the Absolute MMA fights last night, and I had a conversation with somebody. I don't remember who it was, but we were just talking about how the skill level of fighters has just evolved so much so that like years ago, say if I went to an MMA fight 15, 20 years ago, you'd be able to watch a pair of fighters in the cage and you'd know immediately if they were amateur or professional just based on the skill level. It's not that way anymore. It's amateurs, like you for sure, but not even just you. So many amateurs are super skilled. They're in your same situation as you. They've been training since they were young. They've been putting in the time. And by the time they have their first amateur fight, they're already polished and well-rounded and skilled. And I think that's a really good sign for the future of mixed martial arts in Canada.
Yeah, well, like a lot of the amateurs, like even on our team, are training like the pro. We have the same schedule. A lot of times, 2 a day. Like a lot. I think amateur MMA has become very serious. It's not. It's not like people showing up who've never trained before. These people are putting in a lot of hard work coming in, preparing for amateur fights. So it's, like you said, it's evolved a lot.
Yeah. All right, Aiden, my man, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much for speaking with me. This is kind of cool. In fact,
Thank you for having me.
Oh, how could I not? And it's funny, I think this is the longest conversation you and I ever had. In
Probably.
what is it, like probably 7 years? We've chatted here and there and said a couple words here and there, but never had an actual sit down proper conversation. It's usually me and your dad or me and your mom. So it was really cool. And I'm really excited to see where you're going to go. I'm so happy for you. I get happy when I see people put in effort and get rewarded for their effort. I don't like seeing people be slack and get by on things. And man, like if people understood how much time you have put into this developing this skill in the sport, most people couldn't do it. I don't think they could do it with anything they love. They couldn't do it with something non-physical. People couldn't put in as much time sitting down reading books as you put into getting punched in the face and kicking people. It's just amazing. And so I'm really happy that you are getting rewarded and your success is coming from all your hard work and your effort. So congratulations on everything.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, Aiden, last question I always ask is there anything we didn't talk about that you think we should have talked about?
No, I don't. I think we covered everything, Yeah.
Okay, is there anything you'd like to say? Anyone you'd like to thank?
Oh, I guess thank you to like Niagara Top, everybody at Top Team, everybody that bought tickets for this event from me. It's awesome. I truly appreciate all the support I get, and I'm excited to put on a show May 9th.
Well, Aiden, I will be there in person. I'm grateful for that. Thanks again for chatting. I'll see you in a week or so, and have a great day. Okay, slight pause, and then I'll go. Taylor McClatchie, all the way from Bangkok, Thailand, where you are fighting at One Championship this Friday night. Thank you so much for taking time to speak with me. It looks like it's absolutely beautiful there.
It sure is.
This is a long time coming. As viewers know, I don't really cover non-mixed martial arts, but I strictly Canadian mixed martial arts. But I think when I get a combat athlete like you, who are so overwhelmingly prolific and competent, I'd be foolish not to jump at the chance to have a chat with you.
Oh, I
For
appreciate
people
that.
who are watching this right now, it's truth. It's not me shining you up. It's you're the one who did it. Like you're the one who put in the time and the effort, and you're the one who got to where you are now, which is one of the best Muay Thai fighters in the world. And so I was hoping maybe you could just take a quick minute, 60 seconds or so, and just introduce yourself, keeping in mind that maybe some of the viewers don't watch Muay Thai, but just tell them who you are and where you are and why you're there.
Yeah, so my name's Taylor. I fight out of 613 Fight Factory in Ottawa under Jeff Harrison, and I also train out in Thailand. I was here for about 8 months last year, training at Pinsanchai Muay Thai, and I have been around a long time at this point, and I won a One Championship contract through the Muay Thai World Cup Road to One. So here we are, living the dream at the top, and I'm fighting on Friday, Friday night fights in Bangkok. So we're doing the thing.
That's absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for you. And it's crazy how Muay Thai has been around in Canada for a long time, right? A couple decades at least, but it's only really been in the past, I'd say half dozen years. Maybe I'm wrong, but I get the feeling that Canadian athletes are really coming into their own. And it's not just like the olden days where all the Thai fighters would be the ones killing everybody else. We have some really excellent Thai fighters from around the world, yourself at the top of the list, who are doing extremely well and doing well over in Thailand.
Yeah, so Like when I started, I had my first fight in 2014. So that's what, 12 years ago. Even
Yeah.
like the amateur scene in Canada wasn't there then. There was a lot of traveling, like big road trips to collect fights, to go to tournaments, that kind of thing. And now there's an amateur show every weekend between Ottawa,
Hmm.
Toronto. That's my neck of the woods, but there's amateur shows every weekend. So I think we're really building the talent now. So the athletes coming out of Canada are excellent, and that's really cool to see. And then yeah, we're at the top, so that's also just awesome.
How did you get initially involved in Muay Thai, and what drew it to you?
I started like cardio kickboxing as a little chubby 12-year-old, 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Like in a, one and two and three, like a really very much workout class. I had a friend that did it in like elementary school, and I joined, and I just never stopped, and it kind of spirals, and they're like, hey, like, do you want to start sparring? Do you want to maybe do a demo fight? Do you want to maybe like do your first amateur tournament? And then I started winning, and I was like, oh, like I'm not bad at this. And then it like kind of, it was really sneaky. It took over my whole life, and I didn't really expect it to at all. And like now I quit my job, I quit my life, I like it's basically my whole identity at this point, but that's a different problem.
I think that's pretty normal for high caliber fighters like you. I mean, it's not something you can do part time and find the success that you had. You really need to go all in, don't you?
Yeah, it's I'm really happy to have done that. I quit my job when the Road to One opportunity came up. I was like, if there's a time now, like it's to go all in, it's for this. And then now I'm contemplating and planning my move to Thailand when I get home, because the opportunities here, especially being
Wow.
contracted to one championship, the opportunities to fight and be booked for fights are just a lot more if I think a little bit more
Sure.
local than Canada. Pretty much about as far away as I could possibly get.
Oh, yeah, you're half a world away. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. And we had a brief chat before we started recording, but I'm not the hugest Muay Thai follower. Like I follow it to some degree. Like I follow the fighters that are shown to me, like crew Jeff Harrison, like I mentioned, is your number one supporter. And I first became introduced to you. I couldn't even tell you how many years ago it was, but that's because I swear, like half of the social media posts he makes are about you because he just has that much confidence and faith in
He
you.
does.
So I'm just I don't even know what my question is right now, Taylor. Yeah, so it's my understanding that Muay Thai, correct me if I'm wrong, please, I'm not as educated as I should be, but I feel like Muay Thai fighters have more fights and more frequency than maybe mixed martial artists do. Is that accurate?
I think if you're fighting amateur in Canada, for sure, you can collect a lot of fights. And the amateur scene in Canada, because professional is kind of dicey within Canada at this point, um,
Mm-hmm.
the amateur level in Canada is very high. So if you're fighting like an A class or an open class level, it's basically professional level Muay Thai. So you can collect a lot of fights that way, which means that we're putting out athletes that have a lot of high level experience by the time they're done being an amateur. And then if you're in Thailand, same thing. If you're fighting in the provinces, you're fighting on some of the lower level shows around Thailand. You could fight every weekend if you wanted to. And the caliber of the fights that you're having can vary a lot, but it's there to be done if you want. But I think if you're fighting on some of the top level promotions within Bangkok, like One Championship, RWS, the 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 really elite levels, then you're not going to be fighting as frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like my experience in 4 ounce gloves, like I can't do that every month.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Uh,
you can.
when you're in Thailand, what's the atmosphere like towards non-Thai fighters? I'm sure there was some reticence years ago when non-Thai fighters started fighting there. They were probably weren't very popular, but I'm wondering if that's changed or if that was even true. And what's the reception like now for people from other countries like Canada?
I mean, there's so many foreign athletes going to Thailand and moving to Thailand and wanting to be active here, whether they're coming for a month and getting their first fight or a couple fights in and then going back home, or coming for 6 months, a year, or just moving here fully. I think there's just so many. I know some gyms are not as open to foreign athletes. And then a lot of gyms are obviously from a like a financial and just like volume perspective, very, very much welcoming to foreign athletes because there's just so many of us. I've been really lucky that the gym I'm at is wonderful and welcomed me with open arms. And as a foreign female, especially, like the level of care and training that I get from these high level masters of the sport is it really warms my heart when I stop and think about it. That like these people with insane records and insane lineage and just such a huge background in this sport that's such a part of their culture are investing in like little old me, just like a little girl from Canada. And I don't know, that makes my heart really happy, and I'm really honored to have that.
I think it's human nature that people want to help others who are actually putting in the work, the hard work and the sacrifice. Like if you were just there as a weekend tourist Muay Thai fighter, maybe you wouldn't be receiving the reception that you have.
Yes, I've trained at a few different gyms around Thailand, like over the course of traveling a little bit, and some of the bigger commercial gyms, especially, like they're not going to put any effort into you within your first week because you'll be gone in a week, and they just have such a high turnover rate that there's not really a big payoff. They'll hold pads for you.
Yeah.
You'll get the service, but they're not really investing in you. But I think when you stay long term and are open and coachable and putting in the effort and wanting to, absorb what's available to you, then the people here are just amazing, and they'll really put effort back.
What's the name of the gym where you train, and how did you select this one over all the others?
So I'm at Pinsan Muay Thai, which is really special to me actually because my coach, Jeff Harrison, comes from, his coach was Berklerk Pinsan who trained at this gym. So like if Jeff is my Muay Thai father, that makes Berklerk my Muay Thai grandfather, and now I'm training with my Muay Thai great grandfather. Like I follow my lineage, and that's really special to me, and I'm really, really happy to be here and have that. And again, just that line of men and their success and dedication to the sport coming into me, a little Canadian girl, is I think really special, and it makes me.
It is special. It's very beautiful, and I'm sure that in addition to all your hard work and your efforts, that sort of ingratiates you to them, knowing that you are following your lineage and you're just sticking with your family. It's
also a very technically based gym, which is great for me. I think I know that I embody the Jeff Harrison work rate and the grind. Like I know I have that, and I also have the incredible technical skills that he's given me over so many years now. But I love that I'm getting like a little bit of a Muay Famur style, a little bit more tricky, a little bit more eyes. It's not, to be honest, the hardest training I've ever done. But I learn every day, and I don't know if you get that at all the gyms in Thailand. They'll crush your soul. They will make you so tired, but you might not learn and develop. And I'm really happy that while I'm here, I can feel myself learning every day. And I've been around long enough that like I don't always learn every day. So that's incredible. I love it because I love Muay Thai. So to be collecting little pieces of knowledge every single day is what I want at this point.
What is it about Muay Thai that drives you, that makes you feel so deeply for it?
I have no idea, to be honest. I don't love fighting. I know I train with a lot of, especially men, that just want to scrap. They just love to fight. I don't love to fight. I love the amount of effort that it takes to be good at it. That I've put a lifetime into this. I put 20 years into this, and I'm still learning and still growing, and there's still so many things that I can piece together, and then it feels like fighting is kind of the test at the end. Like pitting yourself against someone that trained just as hard as you, wants exactly the same thing as you in front of other people. And it seems like one of the hardest things that I could do. and I don't know what appeals to me with that. I I don't know, to be honest. I would never have foreseen my life taking this turn, but here we are.
Well, it sounds like it's something that fuels you and feeds you. And when people find something like that in their lives, whether it's fighting or whether it's crochet or bowling or whatever
Right.
it is, it's a wonderful thing to be able to find that thing, because some people just never do it in their whole lives. They can't do it.
Yeah, I feel like it really keeps me intrigued all the time. Fight,
Yeah.
no fight, like I want to train, I want to learn, I want to develop, and it just seems like that could go on forever.
Speaking about intrigue, that's a good segue into my next question. So before we were chatting, I was doing some research into you, and I've got a bit of a mystery I was hoping you could help me solve.
Okay.
So I found, of course, I Googled you and I looked, I'd done that in the past, but just for today, I looked more. And it seems like there was a ton of fight databases, but none of them show the same record for you. It seems like there's all over the place. And so I was surprised to see on, say, Tapology, I don't know how accurate that is for Muay Thai, but it says you've got like a 3-0 or a 3-1 record. And I know that's not the case, but then I realized that's probably professional and you were amateur before. And I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think with amateur you had, I don't know, dozens, 50, 60 fights. Do you have any idea how many times you fought at all?
I think at one point Muay Thai Canada asked us to put it all in. Everything you've ever done. Ever. Amateur, pro, kickboxing, whatever. And I think we came to now being 59 and 8, maybe?
Wow.
We're looking. I know we're looking for my 60th win. I know we're at that. So I know the first number is 59, and I believe it's 8. But because like I fought IFMAs, which is technically amateur, but you're going to fight Russian professionals. I fought for a WMC title in Ottawa with elbow pads on. So is that professional? I don't know.
I don't
Right?
know.
And then I don't know, like Pro-Am in China and just like all kinds of different rule sets all over the place. So the professional to amateur record really got very confused. I truly don't know. I would have to go through and write out every single fight I ever had, and I'm not interested in doing that. But that's about where we're at, I believe.
I think it's one of those things that just might ultimately remain a mystery.
Yeah, I remember every loss I've had. Like those will stick with you, and I know we're looking for the 60th win. So
Yeah.
it's gotten to be a big number, and a number that like is no longer like super important. Have a lot of fights. At one point, like as an amateur, I was undefeated, and that was really cool. And kept track of that number for sure. But like then after that, there comes a point where I'm like, yeah, fought a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Also,
So
I
you're
get hit in the
pretty-
head
you're
more and
pretty-
more every time, and then my chances of remembering go down.
Yeah. Assuming that's accurate, 59 and 8, to me, that's just a staggering number. Just the fact that that's 69 fights, and I'm sure you've had more and like hard sparring sessions and stuff. That's a lot, man. That's crazy.
It is.
And if you hit number 60 this weekend, that's got to be a thrilling number for you.
Yeah, I did really well, to be honest, as an amateur, especially as an amateur female, and doing a lot of tournaments in years. So IFMA tournaments where you're fighting 3 or 4 times in a weekend, Muay Thai Canada tournaments, getting 2 or 3 matches, TBAs, that kind of thing. So I was lucky enough that my first, I think, 3 or 4 years, I fought almost 10 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
amazing.
It was a nice way to get a lot of experience, and the number got big real fast.
Mm-hmm. My next question is going to showcase my ignorance yet again on the subject, but where you are now, say 3-4 fights into your pro career, fighting in one, where do you go from here? Like, is one the ultimate for Muay Thai? Is there anywhere else you can go after that, or you stick with one? I know it's got a ton of exposure. It's got mixed martial arts crossover, so a lot of my viewers will be watching that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And where are you in your career? Do you still have a long way to go? Are you nearing the end? I really have no idea.
So I'm older. I'm 34. So I always said that I would keep fighting as long as it was still fun. So So when it stops being fun, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're just starting to hit pads, so I might take us for a little walk because it's going to get loud.
Okay, no
We're
problem.
just going to go just a little bit further down. But sorry, just finished walking us down here. We'll
No, don't be sorry.
sit in the
Take your
sun over
time.
here. Not sure it's going to be much better, but let me know if it's too loud. I think one is the top. It's a very different style to like traditional beautiful Muay Thai style. And their booking is slow, to be honest, but they have me for my contract's for 8 fights. So I have them for the foreseeable future, and assuming I continue being successful, I think the women's divisions aren't that deep, so it doesn't take very many wins to get a title shot, which would be amazing. The alternative within Thailand would be on RWS, but obviously I can't be mixing and matching promotions. That's big gloves, more of a traditional Muay Thai style, 5 rounds, which would be great for me. I make a great 5-round fighter. But yeah, there are other options, and there's some good promotions in the States. I would love, when I'm done fighting at this kind of level with this kind of exposure, to go fight in a field. I've never done that in Thailand. I've never fought in the provinces. I've never fought like pure Muay Thai in Thailand, and I would love to do, like, when my career is over, I would love to go do that for a little while. Just fight, that's the you can fight every weekend. Not sure I want to, but every weekend, once a month, whatever. Just be active and do Muay Thai with a little bit less pressure, maybe.
That sounds like a dream, like almost like an old movie where some fighter leaves their home country, goes to Thailand, and they just immerse themselves in the culture and just fight every weekend. It sounds like it's pretty surreal almost.
Yeah, and like I love being able to fight on like the big leagues right now, which is great. It's super fun. The fights I've had in one are like the most fun I've ever had fighting, to be honest. Win and lose. But I think I do, in the back of my mind, look forward to just doing it for just love of the game at some point in my future.
Would you ever want to open up your own gym at some point down the line?
Potentially. Right now, I am not super interested in teaching full-time. I teach Muay Thai now at my gym. I teach PTs. It's great. I love my students. It's super fun. But right now, that's like not calling to me. I feel like I'm still in the like athlete mindset, and I think it's really hard to do both. But I don't foresee myself going back to my like real job. So I think I'll be involved in Muay Thai in some way when I'm done fighting.
That's awesome. I hope it works out for
I hope
you.
so too.
Would you mind taking a moment and just dissecting your skill set? Is there anything that you're particularly good at?
I am. I'm a good clinch fighter. That's where I've made my career, drowning people in clinch. I'm Muay Cow is the style. Clinch, knee, pressure. That's really my forte, and at this point, everybody knows that's what I'm good at and what I bring, and so far, not very many people have been able to stop it. So that's always like a great source of comfort for me. I find striking very fast paced and unpredictable, whereas when I can grab someone, I can slow them down, I can drown them, and I know that I can do that. It's a hard-nosed style for sure. And Jeff has been great in building the gas tank that you need to do that. Everybody wants to be a pressure fighter until you have to train like a pressure fighter. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But I've done really, really well with that. And I think, being a very physical fighter as a female especially can really change the game a little bit. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm known for. I'm really happy that I've really leveled up my boxing skills in the past little while, so hoping to show that a little bit on Friday. And then Yeah.
I've watched a bunch of your fights, maybe not the whole thing from start to finish, but over the years, Jeff has just posted so much of you. I've got to see you in absolute wars where there's blood all over the place, and you are just, one thing that's consistent about you is it seems to me that you're always, like you said, pressuring, moving forward, giving that pressure on the opponent, not stopping, and not giving them a chance to rest. And I guess, like you just said, that works for you.
It really does. I haven't taken a lot of damage in my career either. So that's not bad. I mean, superficially in 4-ounce gloves, it hasn't been great, but I've done pretty well. I've been pretty safe, and it works for me. And again, not something I can explain because I'm like a very, in my life, in my career outside of Muay Thai, I'm a much more analytical person. And then I fight like a dog. I don't know. It's fun. I love it.
That's awesome. Okay, Taylor, I think it's time to wrap this conversation up. I'd just like to say thank you again very much. I really appreciate you making the effort to chat with me. It was kind of funny when I messaged Jeff earlier on. I said, hey, do you think Taylor might want to chat with me? And he said, okay, I just asked her. And so I was like, okay, you just asked her. What'd she say? And he said, LOL, man, it's 3:30 in the morning in Thailand. I'm not going to answer right away. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I didn't clue in right
away.
Yeah,
the time difference is something. But glad we could connect. Yeah. That was awesome.
Taylor, the last question I'd like to ask is there anything that you think we should have talked about that I didn't ask?
I don't know if you're interested in, you're going to edit this, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's not weird.
I am, but I'm interested anyway.
Okay. In my previous life, I was a scientist for many years, which is usually takes people by surprise, that I am kind of a big nerd. But it's not that much fun, to be honest. I hope I never have to go back and touch a mouse ever again.
And by mouse, you mean the 4-legged with fur and a tail?
Yes. My most marketable skill is that I can manage mice, and that's disgusting.
What kind of scientist, or what kind of science did you do?
I did reproductive biology. So I made mouse babies for a living.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I would look at mouse eggs and early embryos and do experiments on them, basically, and spent 10 years of my life doing that. And then I was like, no, thank you. I'm out. I'm going to go do something else.
That's so funny. Like, I appreciate you're a nerd because I might be a bit of a nerd at some points too. I do actually follow different mice studies, believe it or not. So this is not research. I remember there's one mice study. It was where they created this artificial environment for a group of mice where the mice were provided with absolutely everything. They had all the food they wanted, all the drink they wanted. They had they had mice to breed with, whatever. Yeah. And what happened over time, I haven't looked at it in a while, but what happened over time is life became so easy that the mice lost the will to live. And some mice took over and they were killing the other mice. And then a lot of them wanted to stop breeding just because they had no joy in it. There was no joy in anything. So I thought that was pretty
right. That's why we do hard things.
Yeah.
You have to do hard things.
You need to have that pressure in your life.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen that. My math studies were not that much fun. They were absolutely not that great. Yeah. No, don't recommend. But yeah. And I'm a crazy cat lady. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, I wish I had a cat so much. I actually have 2 cats in my life. They're not mine, but I wish they were. I'm currently, this is the living room of my sister. I'm in Calgary where I attended some fights in the weekend. Yeah. And she's got a cat named Smith who just will not stop talking. And I wish I could take him with me. He's such a beautiful boy.
Get a cat. Actually, I have one. I have one. I'm trying to move to Thailand.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Perfect.
What's the name?
His name's Inigo Montoya.
Oh, does he have 6 fingers on one hand?
Princess Bride, correct. Good reference.
Yeah,
good reference.
Somebody killed his father?
Yeah, someone killed his father. Yeah.
I didn't expect before we talked tonight that you and I would bond over mice and the Princess Bride.
I did not expect that either. That was not what I foresaw, but I love it.
Okay. Well, Taylor, thank you once again. I'm going to try my best to watch the fights. I'll be in Vancouver for MMA fights, but I'll try to watch your fight as well. And I'm sure I'll watch it after the fact. Best of luck. Kick some butt and keep enjoying your best life that you've created for yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, there you go, fight friends. Taylor McClatchie, Canadian, fighting at One Championship Muay Thai this Friday night from Bangkok, Thailand.